Hey there, What's That Garden here. If you've been looking at your emerging peas or little lettuce rows and noticing those ragged holes or severed stems, this is for you. We are heading into a stretch of weather that really highlights why our part of the world is the slug capital of the country, and there are some simple things you can do this week to save your seedlings. The gray field slug is our main opponent here on the wet side, and they are particularly busy in May. They lay a massive clutch of eggs in April that are all hatching right now, just as our nighttime temperatures consistently stay above 38 degrees. That is the magic number, where they really start feeding heavily. If you have peas, lettuce, or carrots that just broke the soil surface, they are at their most vulnerable state because slugs go straight for those tender growing points. They can actually level a whole row of carrots before you even see the first true leaves. Today is May 2nd, and with a high of 71 and a low of 50, we are sitting right in the sweet spot for evening slug activity. If you can hit out with a flashlight about 2 hours after dusk tonight, you can manually pick them off and drop them into soapy water. It is tedious and admittedly a bit slimy, but it is one of the few ways to immediately drop the population in a specific bed. We have a rare dry stretch ahead with zero rain in the forecast for the next 8 days, which actually changes how we use our tools. Normally, things like diatomaceous earth or crushed eggshells are a bit of a waste because they stop working the second they get wet. Since it is staying dry, you can actually use a 2 to 3 inch wide ring of those materials around your lettuce to act as a physical deterrent. The same goes for iron phosphate baits. These are pet safe and bird safe, and since we do not have any rain coming to wash them away, a light scatter of 4 to 8 pellets per square foot will last quite a while. Just remember that these baits make the slug stop eating and retreat underground to die, so you will not see a bunch of shells on the surface the next morning. If you prefer beer traps, the lack of rain is great because the beer won't get diluted, but keep in mind that the fermented yeast scent has a wider attraction radius than something like copper tape. Because of that, it is often better to put the traps on the perimeter of your bed rather than right next to your seedlings, so you do not pull more slugs toward your food. We also have a peak high of 82 degrees coming on May 4th. On a warm day like that, slugs are going to dive deep into the soil or under debris to stay hydrated. You can use this to your advantage by watering your garden in the morning instead of the evening. Keeping the surface dry at night makes it much harder for them to travel. Another low-tech move is to just lay a wooden board near your plants. The slugs will crawl under it to hide from the sun, and you can just flip it over in the late morning and clear them out. It is also a good time to pull any heavy mulch or leaf litter about 2 inches back from the base of your starts to create a dry buffer zone. By the time we hit the coldest night in the window, which is 44 degrees on May 9th, you will likely see them clustering under rocks or clods of dirt for warmth. Catching them there is a lot easier than hunting them through the leaves. It is just part of the deal for those of us west of the Cascades. Getting those maritime adaptive varieties like sugar snap peas in the ground early helps too, as they can often grow fast enough to stay ahead of the damage. Anyway, most of these methods are pretty low stakes, so it is really just about finding the one that fits your evening routine. Managing slugs in our maritime climate is more about persistence than perfection, but this dry window is a great time to get ahead of them before the summer squash and beans go in. Thanks for watching. This channel is always evolving, and the topics we cover are really driven by what you are seeing in your own dirt. Let me know in the comments if you are dealing with a specific pest or if there is a vegetable you are struggling to get past the seedling stage this spring. The garden moves fast in May, so definitely consider subscribing so you do not miss the next window. Thanks again.